Jaguars general manager Trent Baalke continues to save the Jaguars money as he is making a plethora of in-house moves from contract restructurings to issuing new deals. And, it's helping the Jaguars a lot. Now, last we spoke, I mentioned that the Jaguars signed CJ Beathard to a 2-year deal. And I also mentioned that Foye Oluokun and Roy Robertson Harris. Foye Oluokun got a contract restructure, and Roy Robertson Harris actually had a whole new deal, and both of those deals essentially saved money off the cap for the Jaguars. So they did some stuff there. Now, to catch us up on things, yesterday morning, the Jaguars re-signed running back JaMycal Hasty to a 2-year, $3.2 million deal. Now, he got on the Jaguars through a roster claim. When the rosters were cut down to 53 players, he was one of the guys that the Jaguars claimed off of the 49ers waivers. And since then, he's been a good, solid player for the Jaguars, playing in that third down back kind of role. He had 320 all-purpose yards in 2022. And really, his main strength is pass protection. He's very good at protecting Trevor Lawrence back in the pocket when it's obvious passing situations. So, JaMycal Hasty, it's a small deal, so it's not going to really make the Jaguars back away from, drafting a running back maybe on day 3. I can't imagine they're going to be drafting a running back in the top 3 rounds. But, the final day, I could still see the Jaguars kind of going out there and try to throw a pick at running back later on there. But, if the Jaguars aren't able to get a guy with good value in the draft, look, if JaMycal Hasty's our third down back again in 2023, I'm not really complaining about it. Now, in recent news, this morning, it looks like Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, and Brandon Sheriff all restructured their deals. Basically, what happened was they converted $32.6 million of their base salary, and they gave it to them in signing bonuses, which created a total of $26.1 million of cap space, which is pretty insane that the Jaguars were able to kind of manipulate, the cap like that. And that's a pretty big number that the Jaguars got from that. And so with all that said, it looks like so far, really this week, there's been 4 players restructured on the Jaguars, with Roy Robertson Harris getting a brand new deal. So, they're restructuring players that they believe will be really franchise pieces to this team. The only one I was kind of surprised about was Brandon Sheriff, because usually you want to restructure guys when they're younger, when they have a lot of years left on their career. Usually don't do it with older guys, but hey, Brandon Sheriff played a completely healthy 2022 season for the first time. Maybe they see him really being able to contribute for several years. And look, if you can keep your body right, keep your body good, you can play, into your late 30s. So, it's good seeing all that. And now the Jaguars are officially under the cap. It looks like right now the Jaguars have $13 million in free cap space in 2023. Now that's going to go to about $25 million when Shaquille Griffin does ultimately get cut, which a lot of people are expecting that he does. But one thing that $13 million doesn't include Calvin Ridley's contract right now. That doesn't factor in since he's still technically suspended. So that's one thing that you got to worry about. Evan Ingram's new deal, whether it come through a franchise tag or a new deal, we gotta also factor that in there. And then potentially Jawaan Taylor. Now, I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to be able to keep Jawaan Taylor, just because when you look at a lot of like top free agency lists, he's really in the top 10 of a lot of them. And that's going to be hard, because if he does ultimately sign with the Jaguars, then that means that he's going to leave money on the table elsewhere. Some things that could work out with maybe him wanting to come back is just, stay in the state of Florida. He may want to do that. Also, the no state income tax helps a lot. It helps keep some money in these players' pockets. But ultimately, I would love to keep him, especially, he was the best offensive line for the Jaguars last year. And, I want to get better. I don't want to get worse. And so yeah, we'll see about Jawaan Taylor. Now, Mia O'Brien tweeted today, and Mia O'Brien, she's not a big fan of me. I know we got after her on Twitter a little bit one time, and she kind of down talked what I do on my channel, but that's kind of besides the point. But Mia O'Brien had a juicy tweet today. 2 different things in the same tweet. She basically said that the Ingram deal is in flux right now, and it will end in either a franchise tag or a brand new deal. So yeah, Ingram. I mean, I remember when I listened to him on Sirius XM Radio on the NFL app. He sounded pretty confident, like he was going to come back. He was kind of talking about free agency, but you get the feeling that he thinks that he's going to be back. So that's going to be fun to have. But the other part of the tweet, she said that Trevor Lawrence went to lunch with several players on offense after the Jags season ended to discuss potential restructuring. So, first of all, Trevor Lawrence, you are the man. I mean, I can't believe him at 22 years old, 23 years old, however old he is. He's going out there and meeting with players to kind of talk about these different issues. So that was interesting. Now, I don't know how those conversations go. I guess he kind of says, hey, keep your ears open. They're going to give you some, because when these players restructure, a lot of people sit here and say, oh, good on this guy. What a great thing that he did. No, they're not. It's not like they're going and restructuring where they're losing millions of dollars. What they're basically doing is they're giving them a bunch of their money up front in signing bonus, and they can kind of stretch the money out to relieve cap over the course of the next few years. So they're not, it's not like they're going out there and, taking less money, but it's cool that he's doing this. But it kind of made me think, like, when Trevor Lawrence is up for his new deal, like, what is he going to do? Because if he's going to sit there and, kind of talk to these players and say, hey, do this so we can have more cap and we can do better things. Like, will he keep that same energy when he's up for a new deal? That will definitely be interesting. Now, the thing that he'll probably get, it'll probably be similar to Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year, $450 million deal when he got his new deal. I imagine Trevor Lawrence will be something like that. And in order for something like that to happen, you got to know you got your dude, because that is a long contract to lock a guy in for. So Trevor Lawrence goes out there and he gets a similar deal to that. And then that'll be best case scenario, because when you sign a big 10-year deal like that, you can really move cap all around. It just makes it a lot more comfortable. And you'd like to be in a situation like that. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're the Giants and, right now Daniel Jones is up for a contract extension. Actually, I think he's just on his fifth. Yeah, he's going to be on his fifth year. No, I think they declined his fifth year. I'm not sure. I forget. But, his new deal, he wants like $45 million per year, something crazy. And the Giants are hesitant to give that to him because they don't know if he's very good. Now, if they had a Patrick Mahomes over there, they'd have no issue giving, a Patrick Mahomes $45 million. But, they don't want to sit there, and they can't give a Daniel Jones a 10-year contract, because then you're just stuck and there's nowhere you can go. So that's why we want Trevor Lawrence to really put the pedal to the metal in year 3 and really, really confirm. Like, a lot of people do believe he's a guy, but he needs to really confirm that in year 3, because, in year 4, he's up for a contract extension. And then, you got things to figure out. So yeah, that's cool that Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he's just really been taking leadership roles a lot. And, seeing his growth at the end of that 2022 season was just awesome. Seeing him at the end, high-fiving players leaving to Kansas City. He high-fived everybody. I mean, he's a leader. It definitely feels like we got our quarterback, which is, definitely very exciting for a franchise that has been completely starved of good quarterbacks, or of any quarterback, I should say. So yeah, that's a cool one. So a bunch of restructuring is going on. Hopefully soon we get a new deal with Evan Ingram. We'll probably get word about different guys getting cut and different just minor things like that. Maybe they're not done moving money around. We'll definitely see. So some things going on with the Jaguars right now. The NFL Combine is about to be underway. They had media availability today. So if you go to the Jaguars YouTube channel, you can see Doug Peterson, Trent Baalke speaking to the media, if that's something you're into. I'm not going to sit here and break it down on here, because, I mean, you guys can go listen to it over there. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know if a lot of you guys are interested in seeing the players run the 40-yard dashes. I'm not a huge combine guy. I'm honestly just not a big scouting, NFL draft prospect kind of guy. I just kind of like to wait till April and do some research before and see who the Jaguars get and do research upon that. That's kind of my thing. So, and to end this real quick, guys, in my personal life right now, I am actually, this week I officially started preparing for the CPA exam. That stands for Certified Public Accountant. It's the best certification you get as a accountant, and the test is extremely rigorous. It's very tough. It has a very, very low pass rate, and a lot of my time, man, is going to be going into studying for that. And when it comes to the channel, I'm going to keep creating videos. I mean, I love doing this. I'm not going to stop this. But when it comes to the timeliness of videos, I can't promise you on that. I know a lot of people, like, I'll get, like, a couple hours ago, someone said, "Hey, these guys restructured. When's your video?" Look, videos will come. I just don't know when, because, obviously when it comes to life priorities, it's, family, CPA exam, my full-time job. And then, YouTube's kind of getting pushed down the priority list. But, you guys know I always come out with videos. I'll always, whenever I get the free time, I'll be doing it. Got some free time right now before I go back to studying. So yeah, want to let you guys know that I'm going to be studying for that. So life's going to be very, very busy. I'm not going to leave the YouTube channel alone, though. We're going to keep making videos, but, just be patient with me when it comes to whenever the videos do come out. So with that said, I'll stop getting into my personal life. Jaguars free agency starts very soon. I'll come out with a free agency preview video tomorrow, and actually be back on Bleacher Report on Thursday. So, more information on that to come. Very exciting stuff. Let me know your thoughts. Go Jags.